a squeeze of the economy. What the governments do, they start with what is called austerity. Austerity is to spend less because there's no money. Austerity measures. Even in a school where there is no money. Oh, watu wakule, getheri kidogo, hakuna pesa ya kukula hii chapati tunasema hapa, nini, please. Even in your own companies, kwani wanafanyaga nini? Kwanza, they coin some very nice jargons. Wakiwafuta kitu wanasema restructuring. Kumbe ni wewe unakuwa restructured. So, restructuring is what? Lowering expenses. Lowering expenses, you are an expense. Because you supply labor. Are you getting? So when the sovereign is done with austerity, there is no more austerity to be done. Sasa tumefika mwisho. They come to something else called redistribution. Redistribution is a nice term of saying taxation. Taxation means those ones you know. I want you to see the sequence even in Kenya. So when austerity is done, oh, we want to spend less, nini. Then the next thing, these guys with some money who are salaried is the only people we can see in our books. And they are only 3 million. Weka kitu. Waulipe more because we have obligations. It's called redistribution. Redistribution is taking from this one we can see he has, we do something of a common good. You know, when you are taxed and the debt for the country is paid, you are also paying for the guy who was never taxed. So it's called redistribution. The last in that is usually called printing of money. That is usually the last. Printing of money is not a printer in the Raru. It is done through what is called monetary instruments. Which ones? One of the classic ones is this one we already having. It's called lowering of interest rates. Do you know what that does? Okay, you are here holding money, board. Aha, niko na board ya milioni 5 bana. Na bana nilipaga. But there is a math you are not doing. Every time interest rates are coming down, your wealth is coming down either way. And the money you are holding, that 1,000, is value gets lost every time interest rate is lowered. All that time, your money loses value. So money is printed through something called expansionary monetary policy. Cutting interest rates is one of them. Government purporting to oversupply money through spending, and especially if that money is again borrowed. So what we do is to go back to the same cycle again. So, I'm telling you just where your money is. And the reason why is I stood up. When the markets are doing their gymnastics, interest rates do this. If I am holding a company share which is already undervalued, the value of that company is not going anywhere. If I'm holding this hotel, even if there is a recession, the much it can do is to affect my monthly income I was getting in this hotel. But the value of that hotel, ile mawe imejenga hii hoteli, hakuna hata moja itaondolewa juu kuna recession. Hoteli itakaa vile vile. That is why when there is a disturbance in the market, people now go to the stability options, which are real things. Guys, thank you very much. May God bless you.
Thank you very much. Please let's give him an standing ovation and to give him a better clap. Wale ambao wameketi chini. Okay, thank you very much. You can now be seated. We will only invite 3 questions from here, and that extreme end. So we have one here. I've seen one hand here, and the last one on this other side. Yes, please. Let's get closer. There is one. There is a lady somewhere here. No. There was a lady there who lifted her hand first. Let's give her a chance. Please. You lifted your hand and you're ignoring the microphone. You. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a gentleman. I'm sorry. Forgive me. There is a gentleman there. Kindly forgive me for that. I saw your hair and I thought it's somebody else. Forgive me.
I think because of that, I'll ask 2 questions.
No. You will ask one. Please ask one question. The time is off.
Yes, I
Kindly.
understand. So my question is that historically, you find that risk assets, when they are up...
Please come to the front. Come to this side. You start with your name.
Yeah.
Yes. And let us know whether you are a Rotaractor or a Rotarian or a guest.
My name is Ran Silu from the Great Club of the University of Nairobi. So my question
Are you a Rotaractor?
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Rotaractor.
Yeah.
So historically, you find that risk assets go up and the stable assets, for example, gold and silver, go down. But at the moment, when you look at all the markets, the risk assets, for example, the stocks, the Nasdaq, Dow Jones, as you had said, are at the highest peaks that they've ever been. And when you check gold, even though there's been a small slump, you find that it's still at its highest peak ever historically. So my question is, why is that happening right now? And is it something that is quite fishy? Because it has never ever happened in the history of finance before. So that's my question.
Thank you very much. We'll pick that question. Here.
Good evening. I'm Rotarian Liz Jenga from the Rotary Club of Lavington Journey. My question is very boring because economics, yote, half of it has gone off, half of my year. Mine is going back to your research on primary production and what kind of the outputs that came from it. Most of the companies you've said that are listed are agricultural, Akinakakuzi, Limuru Tea, and all those guys are guys who are exporters, right? When will we ever get to a point as a continent where we have primary production of our own food, because we don't have enough food as a continent? So like, again, you're a policy maker, so how are we heading? Why do you want us to buy, shares?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's have the third one here. And this will be answered. And Mheshimiwa, please, because of time, as you finalize the answers, provide an email address or a contact information that the rest of the questions can be sent. And kindly answer them. Don't be like KPC. Answer like KPLC. Tafadhali. Go ahead.
Thank you for the invigorating talk. My name is Jane Katuga, Rotarian Jane Katuga, RC Karengata. Actually, for me, I just need a clarification. I got lost on buying shares and buying the company. I lost some information there, and I just needed that clarification. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Chairman, I know... sorry, our area we deal with chairman. Mr. President, I request you, my 2 minutes of responding, my career cannot drive without him. Because he had his hand up, I share with him have a second. Because he supports our career.
Okay.
Okay. Again, my name is Mashere Gaido, Rotary Club of Ngong Hills. Thanks for that illuminating talk. I want to go off on a tangent. I shared the invite for this gathering with some other groupings. And the first response I got was, Mheshimiwa is launching his presidential campaign. Are you?
Let me put it this way. The questions to be answered today are the ones the permission came from the president. Any other question after that is to be emailed to the person who asked. Anyway, we'll talk off the cuff. Brian, young man, very, very, very solid question. I know that Kenya is moving in the right direction with that kind of questions. Risk assets versus stable. Then why is gold going up and the Dow Jones is going up? Because even if gold has had a slump for the last 2 days, including silver, I saw yesterday it rebounded. So why? I think today, actually not yesterday. Why? Risk. Let's talk about stock market. Is it? Stock market goes against, most of the time, interest rate. Stability is associated with things that are assured. But also stability can come in terms of commodities, the tangibles. So in terms of the tangibles which are commodities, just to answer the gold one now, gold was going up because dollar was going down. Brian. Because this, I'm not talking about the money here that we have. I'm talking about the global capital market has trillions of money. So this money are looking for safe havens. One of the safe haven is the dollar. If the dollar is not stable, the second next is usually gold. Because even previously, before President Nixon, all greenbacks, all notes of dollar were backed by a gold reserve somewhere. You could go give in $1, you get out gold. But nowadays we hold fiat. Fiat means we have more money in circulation than it is backed by the gold. So people now bypass the dollar and they go to the gold. The demand for the gold goes up, the price goes up. That is the reason. The very last one about oil. Oil is not going up because actually of a supply of Russia or anything. Oil was going up last week because of Iran. The imminent attack of Iran by the US was sending to the market signals of undersupply. So when it was seen like there is a semblance of people talking in a gentle manner, the market realized there could not be the disruption of supply. So the oil retreated, including today. Oil prices were going down. The second one, Liz, research on primary production. I found some very unexpected findings in my master's in the University of Nairobi, because I was doing primary production, manufacturing, and how they affect the Kenyan economy. I found that for the last 40 years, increment in manufacturing has been leading to a low economic growth. It is some, and I shared with my supervisors, I said, data, you have to obey data. This is the reason. In banal terms, has the GDP of Kenya been going up? For the last 40 years, it has gone up. Almost every year. GDP of Kenya. Has it been going up? In wholesome? Now, has the composition of manufacturing in GDP been going up or down? Just reflecting in that answer, the answer is there. Look at this. Has the GDP of Kenya been going up for the last 40 years? Yes. Has the proportion of manufacturing as a component of GDP in percentage terms been going up or down? Down. To the current level, which is single digit. So, manufacturing as a composition of GDP is going down. But our GDP has been going up. So if you compute those figures, how can they give you a different result? But this is the real reasons. What we call manufacturing in Kenya is not manufacturing. The biggest manufacturer in Kenya, in KAM, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, tuseme hapa ilikuwa meeting round table, they are the ones who would be in this table. Which ones? Edible oils. Edible oils would be seated where the president is seated. Are you getting? But this is a commodity which is the second highest import in Kenya from oil. Now, if you compute that alone in terms of GDP, it is more of an import than a manufacturer. But then when it goes to the books record it as manufacturing. Is that manufacturing or branding and blending? There is a ticket of over 120 billion import of edible oil. But the guys are seated here as manufacturers. Is it? But they bring whatever they use, the real component is a 120 billion ticket of import. And they don't manufacture to sell outside. So that is the reason. The second thing we call manufacturing is vehicles. Just tell me. So Isuzu in Kenya, they manufacture vehicles? What do they do? Whatever they assemble is a what? It is an import. So when you're doing a regression analysis and you want to regress, does an import make the economy rise or go down? An import? Go down. The answer lies there. Jane talked about clarification, buying shares versus buying companies. When you get time, read about Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett. He's one of my guys. Those who are this. Warren Buffett and his company called Berkshire Hathaway. You can actually Google. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett is the man who founded it, with another one called Charlie Munger. But the company, the guy is now 97. He retired as a CEO this December when he was 96. As a CEO of over $1 trillion company. $1 trillion company. So, he says this, and I have taken it up also myself. When you are buying the shares of Kenya Power, of Kenya Pipeline, you must do the analysis like you are buying the entire company. When you are buying shares in Safaricom, don't talk about, sometimes people say, share inatoka 150. Kama in Riwabia DTB, the price is 130. So when you tell a person, share 130, si kuna shares inatoka 5 bob, situnue hiyo 5 bob. But you have not done the analysis, hii kampuni iko na how many shares? Because the share may be 100, but they only have 1 million shares. So the entire company is 100 million shares. But the share may be 1 shilling, but they have 100 billion shares. So the worth of the company is 100 billion. That comes to play when they are paying dividend. When you have more shares, you distribute dividend across many shares. When you have fewer shares, you distribute dividend across fewer shares. So when you are doing the analysis of buying shares, discard completely the issue of shares. Point to the issue of the company. And when you see the company, you could buy it. If you got the money by itself, then buy the share. Otherwise, Mashari Gaido, I get you. And the very last one, President, in that Berkshire Hathaway, you realize something they did because you called me about crisis and investments. In 2007, 2008, when Otedora was watching the TV and his heart was sinking, Warren Buffett was seated somewhere like this. Anapimia watu hivi. You know the kind of demeanor you have when you know what you know? You know that demeanor? When you are so confident about what you know and you are smiling when other guys are holding their breath. That is how the old man was walking around in Wall Street. Why? He had already started piling money. Out of the analysis I gave you about global economies, how they come, and you study them. So he's very good. He actually have no expert in Berkshire Hathaway has 12 staff. Chairman, allow me. Just Google for me. The word president. Can you Google for me there? I'm allowing him. I'm pleading he allow me 1 minute. Google. Market cap of Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire is B-R-K-I-E-O. Berkshire. Berkshire Hathaway. Market cap. Somebody with it? Market cap of Berkshire Hathaway? 1.03 trillion. $1 trillion. Because they have hundreds of companies. One of their companies, depending on where you Geico Insurance in the US, Coca-Cola that you take, the highest shareholder is Berkshire Hathaway. Even this one you are taking today, you are putting money into the Warren Buffett's pocket today. Now, between you and Warren Buffett, who should be giving you his other money? But you are here donating money to him. So he has thousands of companies. At some point, they were this investors in BYD. You know this car you are buying now in Kenya? He actually exited from that company last year after he had made money 30 times of what he invested. BYD. So what did he do? 2007, 2008 financial crisis. He had piled money. Out of the analysis globally, he knew there is a bubble coming. So the market was running, and the guys could meet in the AGM of Berkshire. They asked them, you guys, shares are going up and you are not buying. You are piling cash. He was responding, Tulia tu kidogo. 2007 came, the market crashed. But Warren Buffett had sacks of money, $1 billion, waiting to snatch. When the markets went down, companies were begging him, invest even $1 in our company just to give the market confidence that you are good people. Because Warren Buffett just insinuating he's investing in your company was sending signals to the market that you are not so bad. So he ended up buying Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, and other companies for a song. You know the way Safaricom is being bought for a song? By Vodacom. So Warren Buffett was buying these companies for a song. He bought all these companies. Afterwards, the company adaba ananunua share $5 inapada inafika 80. That's how he's been able to accumulate that company to be a $1 trillion company. Guys, I am so grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We are coming to the close of the evening. I'll invite President Windrose for 30 seconds to move a vote of thanks.
Family and friends of Rotary, good evening. Good evening. I have a very tough job. I talk a lot and I cannot talk this time. Thank you very, very much, our guest, Honorable Ndidi Nyoro. Asante sana. Thank you for the apology. On behalf of the team, forgiven. Thank you for the humility of learning. You've taught us a lot about learning and continue learning, ensuring that professionals are in the various roles that we need to do. Thank you for being our public servant. Thank you for what you've done in Kiharu. Congratulations for being the best performing. We envy that. Congratulations. We've taken the challenges you have given us of how we can actually turn the economic challenges into investment opportunities. You've given us a lot of maths I cannot dare repeat, but we have taken note. We have also taken note of the awakening and the various encouragements you've given us. When things are down, not to believe you're very down. You can rise up and you can turn around. Using, for lack of a better way of putting it, using your head. Because there's a lot of information that's available freely for us to utilize and get to know exactly what is going on. Not just rely on ladies, our chamas, but also get to learn a lot more of what we can do. Thank you very, very much. I would like to take the opportunity to thank you and your team. Sorry about the jam, but it's a blessing there are many cars. And we hope we can get even more cars, but I believe we'll get an opportunity to travel better. Thank you very, very much, Rotary Club of Ongata Rongai, for inviting us and enabling this opportunity. Congratulations. We envy that. Thank you all the Rotarians, the Rotaractors, the Interactors who've endured all that time, but we have gained a lot. We cannot, it's not a waste of time. We have really enjoyed. Thank you for the family and friends of the Rotary who have also joined and enabled us to enjoy that opportunity. Thank you for each of you for your patience, your participation, your attendance, your questions. Thank you again, Mheshimiwa. We've had a lot of fun. We have had a lot of learning, and we appreciate that time. We would also like to thank the Smith for hosting us and enabling us to enjoy the evening in comfort and with support. Asanteni sana and all the very best.
Thank you very much. There are those of us who made orders for a drink or so. Kindly make sure that you